When Masvidal put the belt on Gaethje, Gaethje did not even blink, dude. Did not even blink. He just stood there. That is so gangster. You know, most people who have been like yap about a person on Twitter or in interviews, you know, they're like, I don't like this guy, man. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this guy. If you're actually right there with them, it's a completely different thing. You know what I mean? It's like you can say all you want online. You know, you say whatever you want when you're talking into a camera. But the person's standing right next to you. And I'm not talking about, and this is not like this guy's tough. He's a tough guy. You know, this is like a tough guy. You know, like if someone actually puts a hand on you and it's on, that's a different thing than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ability to stay ice cold in a person's face when they're standing right there. Your social instincts are to make things cool. You know, it's like, hey man, you know, look, like, come on. Like, we're both here. We don't want to make this uncomfortable. Unless you're a stone gangster like Gaethje apparently is, you know, where he's just like, that was so crazy, dude. Masvidal puts a belt on him and he's just like, he didn't even like glance in his direction. It was like, damn, son. Gaethje's hard as fuck, son. He's hard, dude. Hard. And the other thing, too, that I wanted to bring up, I think the way this is going to end up going is I'm just going to put this clip at the beginning of the video because I forgot all of this when I recorded the remainder of the video. Gaethje got paid a 7-figure base salary plus back-end points on the pay-per-view. Okay? That happened. That's what Gaethje's contract was for this fight. 7 figures on the front side, pay-per-view points on the back. Okay? Now, I talk about this later on in the video. Colby says he didn't get points, or Masvidal said Colby didn't get points on their fights pay-per-view. That would be horrifying. So, people who are always hating on Ali Abdelaziz, you know, they always hate on Ali Abdelaziz. Well, it seems like it pays to be one of Ali Abdelaziz's guys, you know, because in a non-title fight, if you're on his team, you get a 7-figure base salary and pay-per-view points. Have you ever heard of someone who's not holding a belt getting a deal like that? Because I haven't, you know. Takes care of his guys, man. I don't care what anybody says. That's just a fact. And then, I'm sure Dustin got a similar deal. I would hope he did. I would hope Dustin got a similar deal. I mean, if there's ever been a fight where the two guys are an equal draw, you know what I mean? All right, Jesse on fire. What an incredible night of fights. I don't even know where to start. I have so many videos that I want to do. I'm going to start with the main event and talk about the incredible thing that Justin Gaethje did last night, because candidly, I think that there's a narrative here that people have missed, like completely missed, actually. So I heard the commentators briefly, you know, kind of comparing the head kicks between the Leon Edwards and Justin Gaethje head kicks, but there's something everybody's missing that's huge about this head kick knockout from last night. Huge, like really, really big. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, as well as just, I'll talk about some other stuff from the night as well. What happens next for Justin Gaethje, what happens next for Dustin. I want to talk about how both these fighters looked in the fight prior to the knockout. And that is what we're going to do. And then listen, man. I have videos for days. Videos for days, son. As a matter of fact, I need to put this down real quick, which is Stephen Thompson did not get paid his show money, and I need to make sure that I do a video about that, because I talked to Laura Sanko about this 2 days ago, whatever day that was. Like, so right after I did the video about him, about Pereira missing weight, someone reached out to me. They were like, he's still going to get paid his show money. And so I pinged her and I was like, someone said that that he's going to get paid his show money. That's wrong, right? I was wrong. I thought that they didn't get paid if the other guy doesn't fight. And she was like, no, yeah, because he made weight, but it's case by case. And I was like, oh, all right. So she said that he was going to get paid, but it's a case by case basis. And then now we find out that he didn't get paid. So there's a video there, because that's super messed up. That means the UFC wanted him to fight anyway, and when he didn't, they didn't pay him, which is, if that's true, that's super shiesty, dude. Anyway, I'm going to do another video about that. And then I got, geez, man. I have literally so many videos, I can't even itemize them. But anyway, we'll get to all of those. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I appreciate you guys doing that. And like the video if you don't mind. Yeah, that'll help with the algorithm and such. And also, this month, like I said, anybody who buys a pair of Sheath underwear at sheathunderwear.com and uses the promo code FIRE and sends me the receipt and then sends me your name and shipping address, I will ship you a signed UFC card from one of the UFC. Like, it'll be a star, right? I'll send you like a Conor McGregor one, signed Jesse on Fire. I'll send you like you can honestly request. I have everybody. I'll send you a Sean O'Malley signed Jesse on Fire. I'll send you whatever. Like, it'll be a good one, dude. So anyway, that's what the promotion, and everybody wins. Everybody gets one. So buy Sheath underwear, use the promo code FIRE, send me the receipt, and then send me your shipping address, and I will send you a signed UFC card, and that would be really awesome for your collection of signed UFC cards. All right, so first thing first is this. I'm not even gonna bury the lead on the like big implications of that head kick and kind of the psychology of what happened there, because what I saw in the lead up to this fight was very obvious between Kamaru Usman and Justin Gaethje is they are very good friends, like really good friends. I watched on Kamaru's channel, How Well Do Me and Justin, I think it was on Kamaru's, it was on Kamaru's channel. How well do me and Justin Gaethje know each other? And they're like in like chairs right next to each other, and they're just talking about, it's like one of those games. How many losses how many losses does Justin Gaethje have? How many siblings does Kamaru have? And they have to answer for each other. And just watch it. They're really, really tight. They are really, really tight. And what I noticed about that is they are clearly friends outside of the gym. Because you get really, really close with the guys that you train with in the gym, but it doesn't mean that you necessarily like hang out with them socially a lot. You know what I mean? Because you see them so much in the gym. It's like, and then there are your people that you see in the gym that you train with all the time, and those are like your good friends. But you might not have them over to your house for barbecues. But like those two guys hang out all the time. You can tell like they're like really, really close. And the reason why this is relevant is because in the Kamaru Usman knockout, where Leon Edwards head kicked him to knock him out with the exact same sequence, throw the cross, hide the kick behind it. Kamaru's head movement was kind of like a more obvious kind of like mistake than what Dustin. Dustin almost blocked it, but nonetheless, bottom line is the exact same sequence. The thing that everybody does not realize about the fact that Justin Gaethje landed the exact same thing that was landed on Kamaru is that happened in the same stadium. That happened in Salt Lake City. Okay? And listen, if I'm saying something that was like on the broadcast, I apologize. I didn't have if I'm live streaming, I can't have the sound on. So if literally Joe Rogan said that, then this is probably like sounds stupid. There's still plenty to talk about though there, but like, If they said that, then I apologize. But like I realized that on my own, where it's like that literally happened in Salt Lake City when Leon Edwards head kicked Kamaru, and then so Justin Gaethje finds himself fighting in Salt Lake City a year later, 10 months later, I guess. I think that was like in November or something. Wait, anyway, whatever. And he ends up pulling off the exact same sequence and getting the knockout in reverse on Dustin Poirier when he's the main event. And he got pay-per-view points on this card too, which is really awesome for him. And I would assume Dustin got them as well. But like for him to land that, he said he's never thrown that before. He said he'd never thrown the head kick before. That was the very first time he'd ever thrown the head kick in a fight. And I can't help but look at Justin Gaethje's character because he's such a good dude, man. Like, that guy's such a good dude. If you listen to all of his talk after the fight, in the octagon, after at the press conference, like, he's just a good person. Like, he's a genuinely good person. You think about that, and you think about how he cares about, like, his friends, and the only thing that I can take away from that, the only thing I can really take away from that, because he said he had no plan, it just happened, is that really bothered him. You know what I mean? Like when Kamaru got knocked out, that really bothered him. And so it kind of like burned itself into his psyche. And so when he's out there, he's not fighting at 170 pounds. He's fighting at 155. He has the opportunity almost to like avenge what happened to Kamaru, and he lands the exact same sequence. And it's, I don't know, man, this is gangster. It's revenge. He gets revenge for, he gets revenge for the first loss that he had to Dustin Poirier where he got stopped. He gets revenge for Kamaru Usman getting knocked out. And it's just awesome, dude. He's just a good dude, man. He's just a good dude. Man, I am just overwhelmed with the amount of, like, God, I'm getting so many notifications. I'm on a new Instagram account that has so much engagement. It's awesome, but good God, man. Shut the fuck up, man. Jesus. Instagram. You really think I would need to know every fucking time that someone does something on that goddamn account? Jesus. Like, am I really going to have to turn off all notifications? You guys can't figure out I don't need to know all this shit? Jesus. So annoying. Anyway, yeah, so Gaethje came out. He said he obviously wants a title shot. I think that Islam fight is a tough fight for him. But, it's not like he had no success against Khabib, dude. Khabib won. Khabib looked great. Khabib submitted him, but Gaethje kicked Khabib's leg enough times to where I don't think Khabib could have taken 3 more of those, dude. Not and still been able to move the way that he was moving. So, but also, honestly, the Khabib fight and how Islam will fight him are almost irrelevant. Like there's not anything to take away from that. As a matter of fact, I want to talk about that really quick. So, like, when it comes to breaking down the Islam, like I'm saying, assuming Islam Makhachev beat Charles, which I'm sure he's going to be a large favorite given how the last one went. If he ends up fighting Justin Gaethje, and you think about that fight and you break it down and you look at it, and you compare it to the Khabib fight, because it would be idiotic not to look at the Khabib fight initially, think about how that went. But when you actually think about it, there's almost nothing to take from the Khabib fight other than once Khabib got him on the ground, he was able to submit him very easily. Like you can take that for granted. If Islam's able to get Gaethje on the ground, he has a high probability of submitting him. But when it comes to the fight on the feet, there's almost nothing to pull from that, because the way Khabib fought that fight is the exact opposite of how Islam fights. Islam does not do that. Islam doesn't walk guys down like that. Just stand there and just walk him down. He just doesn't do that. That's not a thing that he does. He had good success against Volkanovski on the feet, though. He had great success against Charles on the feet. Islam's no slouch on the feet at all. I just think I think he'll fight different. Gaethje was on the back foot that whole entire time with Khabib. Khabib just walked him down, But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm so happy to hear that he got pay-per-view points, and it really makes you come back to the Masvidal and Colby fight. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, Masvidal and Colby, because I don't know, man. I have a buddy who I'm buddies with Alan Belcher, and he recently saw behind the curtain at one of these fighting events, like the KSI one, and he was like, dude, he's like, I'm used to like promoting fights with fighters. He's like, these guys are insane, because it's like influencer boxing, right? And he's like, these guys, he's like, they are screaming at each other. They're throwing bottles at each other. They're going nuts. They're flipping tables over. He's like, the second the camera's off, they're like laughing and like hugging it out and then going out to dinner and shit together. He's like, it's completely fake. Like not speaking about anyone specifically, but that kind of thing happens. And so I can't help it, man. I go back to the Colby and Masvidal thing. I'm like, this would be the most masterful, hoax of all time, especially, with the, but again, the police thing is whatever. But bottom line is, the reason I brought up the Colby and Masvidal thing is because remember when they were like, yeah, Colby didn't get pay-per-view points on the Masvidal and Colby fight? Remember? And I was like, that's impossible, dude. There's no way. Well, I want to make perfectly clear now that if Colby did not get pay-per-view points, he should lynch whoever his manager is, maybe that's a terrible way. I don't know who his manager is. If he happens to be black, that was not at all that. I just mean like if anybody who advised him to take a deal that involved no pay-per-view points for a beef fight that he had built up himself for two, like, you know, that's not a racially driven comment. I just mean he should literally kill his manager in the event that he really didn't get pay-per-view points on a fight with Masvidal. If there's ever been anyone who deserves pay-per-view points on a fight, it would be Colby in a Colby and Masvidal main event. And Gaethje got pay-per-view points. Dustin for sure got pay-per-view. If Gaethje got pay-per-view points and Dustin didn't, that would be insane. There's no way. Dustin for sure got pay-per-view points then. Masvidal got pay-per-view points. And you're telling me Colby didn't? You know what I mean? Like, you're telling me all three of these guys got pay-per-view points, but Colby didn't? I never believed it, and I don't believe it now, which makes you wonder, why would Masvidal lie about a thing like that? You know? Why would Masvidal know a thing like that? Why would Masvidal know whether or not Colby got pay-per-view points? They hate each other. Just saying. If that case ends up, if Masvidal takes a charge, I'll never talk about it ever again. If that case goes to trial, Masvidal gets convicted of anything. I'm talking anything from that charge. If the case gets fully dismissed and nothing comes of that entire incident, then I'm going to sit there and go, interesting. So what actually happened? He got arrested, you know, the cops took him in, they talked a little bit, you know, made it look real, and then a bunch of publicity, and then nothing after that is what happened. But anyway, I can't help myself, dude. I had never been more confident that something was fake ever going into that moment. And then that's the only thing that threw it into doubt was that, you know, the fight outside the steakhouse. And I realized everyone's all, why would he do that? Well, I know something you don't know. But I am going to tell the people, I'm going to tell some people very soon when we're at Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. I'm going to tell the people that go, I will tell them what I know. You know, I will explain exactly what I know. And then if they tell anyone, I'll kill them. But it actually doesn't really matter anymore. But nonetheless, still, I said I'd never talk about it on the channel, and I won't. So it is what it is. Anyway, so what else we got? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really happy for Justin Gaethje, man. And honestly, dude, the other thing too, how good did Dustin Poirier look? He looked so good. I think that's the best I've ever seen Dustin Poirier look before he got kicked. Honestly, I think that's the best I've ever seen him look. I don't think I've ever seen him look better than that. He was so fast. He was super crisp. And he got hit with a shot he didn't see, man. Like that I honestly believe was the best Dustin Poirier we've ever seen. It's crazy, dude. This game is nuts, man. But yeah, dude, what else are we going to talk about today? A lot. We're going to talk about a lot. I want to do the video about Stephen Thompson not getting paid. I'm going to do the video about Tony Ferguson retiring because, that he should. Conor McGregor calling out Gaethje. You know, Islam's picks. What else we got? Oh, one thing I thought that was very, very cool was Justin Gaethje saying that he thought that he told Dustin Poirier. Justin Gaethje told Dustin Poirier that he's his favorite fighter. He's just a good dude, man. He's a really good dude. I'm going to talk about Derek Lewis. I'm going to do the Pereira decision, and then I'm going to talk about the Izzy versus Ian Gary. Oh man, I got to talk about the Ian Gary thing. Dude, actually, this is the Stephen Thompson video is a much bigger video than I realized. Anyway, that's what I got. Love you guys. Peace.